What's up, guys? It's J Games here again for What If Shanks trained Luffy. I believe this is gonna be part 4, and where we last left off, I'm pretty sure it was with like Luffy just like beating with like Usopp, Zoro beating the Curl Pirates, and Luffy gave them a tiny bit of training. Like he gave Zoro a tiny bit of training while they were on the ship to go meet Buggy or to go to the village near where Buggy was. You're going there. He gave Zoro a little bit of training in swordsmanship. He's still not as good as Luffy, but he can do pretty well. And he was in Usopp's village for about a day, and he gave Usopp a bunch of sniper training, and Usopp was actually doing pretty good as well. So with that amount of skill together, they could have handled most of the Curl Pirates, but Luffy already took out those two cat guys. They're called like the Siamese cat brothers or something. I don't know the name. It's something like that. And then he took out Django, or whatever his name is, and he took out Captain Kuro. So he took out the heavy hitters, and they just took out the rest of the crew. And at this point, and Luffy is like just chilling out and sitting in his room on the boat. Since it's a marine ship, there's gonna be individual rooms. Well, there's gonna be one big room for the soldiers, one room for the captain, I believe, or the vice admiral, whatever's on the ship. Well, it's the captain, so I'm gonna say it's the captain's room. Luffy sleeps in the captain's room, and he just hangs his straw hat up. I'm gonna say that Nami tries to sneak in there to steal some stuff, and she fails because Luffy just kind of like sneaks up behind her. He gets up and just like right behind her and says, "What are you doing in my room?" And that kind of just startles her. She tries to throw a punch at Luffy, but when it does, he just uses a slight like invisible ornament hockey, and it just hits and it hurts quite a bit for her. You know what invisible ornament hockey is? I'm pretty sure it's like when CP9 was like using iron body or something, or steel body, and attacks wouldn't really work that well. It was used the most in Frankie's fight against that green haired guy. But after like Nami tried that, Luffy asked her why she needed money, and she refused to tell him until Luffy started forcing Conqueror's hockey on her, and then she finally gave in and told him about Arlong. He's like, I know who Arlong is. He's a warlord. He's like, yeah, he is. Yeah, I've been invited to the warlords a few times. I've been invited to them a few times. She's surprised because she doesn't. She does know Luffy's bounty, but she doesn't think that he's impressive enough to be considered a warlord. And that's when Luffy tries to ask will ask Nami to cook, and she's gonna be like, okay, then how about a thousand berry? Luffy says, how about I throw you overboard unless you cook the crew food, since you're the only one here who knows how to cook. Okay, he doesn't say that. He'll actually just pay her 1,000 berries. They have like 100,000 on board already. From the island, Captain Kuro's crew, and Kaya. That added up to around 100,000 berries. And that Nami used the last of the food to cook them a feast, since Luffy eats a whole feast as breakfast, I guess. But Luffy ended up just eating the feast and was still kind of hungry after it. So they're kind of just drifting in sea at this point, and Luffy's still hungry until he sees like a flock of birds up ahead. So he'll tell Usopp to like try to snipe as many down as he can while he'll grab them. Usopp will listen, and Luffy, I'm gonna say, grabs around 8. Luffy's still trying to be considerate to his crew, so he'll give himself the least. You know, there's, yeah, I'm gonna say, actually the crew tried to give him the most. Most. Well, Luffy did eat the most. He's still kind of hungry. They're satisfied. And then that's when, and they fall asleep that night. Yeah. And I'm gonna say they end up stopping at about like Nami drops the anchor because she thinks she sees a ship in the distance. This is obviously gonna be the Baratier. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. But they're still gonna be a pretty far distance away. And Luffy will ask Usopp if he wants to practice with the cannons. Usopp's gonna be like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm practicing with these cannons. They're cool." He's gonna be like, "Okay, let's do it." And he'll let Usopp go first. You know, he'll go first to show Usopp like kind of the basics, and he'll just fire off a bunch of I want to say he'll fire off 4 cannons or cannonballs, and they're all gonna hit Luffy's intended spot. And that's when Usopp tries. He misses 3 shots and ends up hitting. No, he makes 3 shots and misses 1, and that hits the Baratier. And that's when Luffy kind of mumbles under his breath, I knew I should have taught you observation." And Luffy's like on his way over there until 2 people jump over. One's in a blue shirt, the other one's in I'm pretty sure the other one's in a greenish hoodie. This is gonna be Johnny and his friend. I have his friend's name. But when they see Zoro on the ship, they're gonna be like, "Hey, big bro Zoro, did they kidnap you?" Or it's gonna be like, "Actually, no, I joined this crew willingly." So a little bit forcefully. And they're gonna be like, "Wow, Pirate Hunter Zoro joined a pirate crew." That's when they see who the captain is, and they're gonna be like, "That is a good choice. That guy is no one's probably gonna mess with you guys outside the Grand Line. So no one's probably gonna mess with you because that guy's a big shot, and he was reportedly seen hanging around with Shanks and Whitebeard." I'm gonna say that Luffy told them that he used to pal around with Shanks and Mihawk and all them, but they're shocked when they hear that he used to be a member of Whitebeard's crew. Well, they think he used to be. That's when Luffy says, "No, I was not a member of Whitebeard's crew. We have a mutual friend." We're gonna be like, "Oh, okay." And a large part of Luffy's bounty is going to be the people he hangs around. Well, like a good portion of it is going to be on his skill. And Luffy's just going to say, "Okay, you two, let's go to the ship." And then that's when the other guy passes out. The guy in the green hoodie passes out. Luffy's going to like examine him a little bit. Because Luffy has a lot of good skills from hanging around with like Marco. Marco taught him a little bit of medical stuff. So Luffy knows how to like treat some wounds, but not like serious ones, like gunshots or stab wounds. Like the cut Mihawk gives Zoro later in the story. Spoiler, I guess. Yes, Luffy will know what to do on that one, but he can't fully treat it. He can be a little bit like, I can administer some stuff to it, but I can't treat it fully. So yeah, but he can identify that the other guy does have scurvy, and Luffy will tell Nami or ask Nami to go get some oranges or something, and just have him eat them. Then this is gonna be the actual the very last of their food supply. Luffy's gonna be like, "I'm regretting this, but Nami, go get him the last of our oranges and feed them to him." He's gonna do that, and he's gonna be feeling a little better. So yeah. And on their way to the Baratier, I'm gonna say it's gonna take probably about another hour. um, he's gonna hang up a bunch of targets on the boat for Usopp to shoot at with his slingshot, and then he's gonna give Zoro some tips when it comes to swordsmanship. And Luffy's actually doing pretty well teaching Zoro. He's just using the same tips Mihawk taught him. And when Usopp almost shoots him, he smacks the bullet away while he was using observation, and it just grazes Usopp's face. Because like Usopp's like trying to shoot in a circle, but like that's like rapid fire, and almost hits Luffy square in the head. So Luffy just smacks it back. Usopp's gonna be like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" And there's 30 minutes left on the boat, like the trip that Bratier. So Luffy's gonna be like, "All right, Zoro, you already have a good grip on observation. You can use it just barely, but you can use it good enough. So Usopp, I'm gonna give you these tips. So Usopp, close your eyes, try to focus, and sense where the targets are. Memorize it, sense it." Usopp will try that and just start like trying to shoot the targets, and he's actually doing all right. Not as good as Zoro would be able to, but like he hits. I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 of the targets. Luffy's gonna say that's actually pretty good for a beginner. And Usopp is gonna be like, "Oh, okay." So Luffy will hand Usopp some. I'm gonna say like I'm gonna say Luffy has like some pretty hard like balls of rubber. So Luffy's gonna give Usopp like rubber balls, and he's gonna have Usopp shoot them at the targets, and they're gonna bounce back at him. And Usopp's gonna have to dodge them with his eyes shut while trying to use a little observation he can. Usopp's gonna fail miserably. Not miserably, he's gonna do meh. He gets hit multiple times. By the time they make it to the Bratier, Luffy jumps off the ship and into the room where the cannonball went. And the guys are gonna be like, "Hey, are you guys that shot the cannon?" And Luffy says yes. They're gonna try to attack him, and Luffy just uses like one arm with ornament. Like he uses barely any hockey. Like he'll use like Iron Body, and they'll try to hit him. It's not gonna work. It's just gonna hurt them. So Luffy will help the guy to his feet and just give him a lot of like medical treatment. He's gonna be like, "So you youngsters think you're all that shooting cannons into places." He's gonna be like, "It wasn't me that shot the cannon. It was my crewmate Usopp." And that's when I say, "Who's Usopp?" And he's gonna see Usopp like shooting targets with rubber balls. And he's dodging them pretty proficiently. And that's when he gets hit square in the eye. And Luffy's just gonna say, I'll deal with that later." And Zeph's gonna be like, "So you're training him? I guess you're training him. Is you're training him?" And he's gonna be like, "Indeed, I am." So Zeph's gonna be like, "Well, to pay for this, I'm gonna have you guys work here." Luffy's gonna say, "No, I'm not gonna work here. How about I give you 10,000 berries, and that'll patch this up." Nami's gonna be like, "Hey, you can't give him 10,000 berries. Usopp, make Usopp work." That's when Luffy will just yell, tell Nami to be quiet, since it was his mistake for letting Usopp fire the cannons. And Usopp can kind of feel bad about this, and that's when he'll just rush and grab as much berries as he can. I'm saying he hands him 1,000. He gives him an extra 1,000 by accident. Luffy points this out. He's gonna take 1,000 back. And then he thinks about it. It's like, this old man is kind of injured. I'm gonna give him a little more. So he hands him 500 extra berries. Nami's gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And Luffy says, "I don't see you trying to negotiate and help what I did." And Nami's gonna be like, "Fine, you can do this, just this one time." So Luffy says he's gonna do this as many times as he wants, since they're gonna get a lot of berries already. Oh, Jackal Boy. Alright. And Nami's not gonna like Luffy's money spending, but she is gonna admit that it's actually pretty helpful towards other people. And I forgot to add one thing. Luffy told Captain Kuro that he's now like his crew is gonna be part of his grand fleet. So the only thing I have to do is add a straw hat on top of that cat for the flag. And Kuro's gonna be like, all right, fine. Doesn't Luffy places another flag down on the island? But yeah, back to his main story. When Luffy heads downstairs, there's Sanji is gonna instantly start hitting on Nami. That's when Luffy says only people allowed to hit on my crewmates are people part of the crew or the people she's dating. That's when Sanji will say, I can hit on whoever I want. That's when Luffy will just like hit him square in the shoulder, like hit him hard in the shoulder. Someone's gonna be like, that is one hell of a punch, and he'll just be like, he'll apologize to Nami while scowling at Luffy. And Luffy says, I can tell that you probably have a good grip on fighting. Join my crew. We need a cook either way. Sanji will protest this a bunch of times. And Luffy doesn't notice that there's a Navy captain in the back. And that's going to be Captain Full Body, I believe his name is. That's when he says, Monkey D. Luffy. I never expected to see such a big shot here. Pirate with a bounty over 300 million. Everyone's gonna be shocked when they hear Luffy's bounty. And Luffy will say, have I met you? He's gonna say, no, you haven't, but I'm the guy you're about to get arrested by. And Luffy says, you can go ahead and try. That's when Full Body tries to jump and hit him. And Full Body has like these like steel. Well, he has like these silver brass knuckles on. And when he tries to hit Luffy with them, Luffy won't even like use armament hockey. His body is hardened from well, it's not even hardened. It's just like springy but little hard. So when he punches Luffy in the face, like Luffy's face will like curve and he'll shoot Full Body's hand back, and then he'll just like grab Full Body's. Like he'll grab both of Full Body's arms and just put his foot up against his back and just like push his foot back. Full Body is gonna be surprised that Luffy has a devil fruit, considering that he's never used it on any marine that he's come across, because it's not reported that he has a devil fruit. So, and Luffy's just gonna like, the moment Full Body says, "I surrender," Luffy lets him go and just throws him out. And that's when Zeph is like, 300 berry bounty. Luffy's, I don't know what it says bounty was. Luffy says, approximately 350 million. This one would be amazed, saying, that's more than my bounty was. And Luffy's gonna say, I'm amazed an old geecher like you had a bounty. That's when Sanji would be like learn some respect and try to kick Luffy. But Luffy will like raise his foot up to like counter it, and and Sanji will kick his foot. Will kick Luffy's leg, and he'll see that Luffy isn't budging at all. And Zeph will be like, I was known as Redfoot Zeph. And Luffy's gonna be like, the cook and captain of your crew, am I correct? And that's gonna say, exactly. This is when that other guy comes in. I forgot his name. I feel bad about it, but like the guy that uses, I believe they're called Tonfas. I don't know, but they have like a ball at the end of them instead. He doesn't have those with him yet, and as that happens, it's like that guy comes in, and he's gonna say, "Hey, he looks oddly familiar to me." And he'll just like pick the guy up, like he'll grab Full Body's chair and just bring it outside, and we'll just like place it on the ground and put that guy on the chair. And that's when Sanji comes out about like 10 minutes later with food and water for the guy. Luffy's gonna say, "Well, I guess the pervert does have chivalry for everyone." Sanji's gonna take a little bit of offense to this, and he's gonna say, "Hey, watch it." Luffy's gonna say, why don't you?" And just pushes Sanji back inside the building, back inside the ship. And after the guy is done, Sanji and Luffy start talking, and he's gonna be like, "Why don't you join my crew? You're already gonna have a large pirate. This crew is already big enough, considering we have a grand fleet. That I'm gonna say that Buggy probably does have a pretty big crew than the one we've seen so far. And I'm pretty sure at this point he's almost met Alvida. He's about to meet Alvida. But I'm gonna say so far Luffy has around 60 pirates on his grand fleet, and he has Usopp, Zoro, Nami. So Luffy is a little over halfway to 100 pirates in his grand fleet, counting his crew. Sanji hears this and he's like, so you are kind of a big shot. And Luffy will say, you're not have a lot of money coming in, quite a bit of food for you to cook. It's gonna be pretty rare. And not to mention, and if you are a pirate, not many people are gonna mess with you. Someone can be like, yes, but no one really messes with me either way. He's gonna be like, if I put this place like as a member of my crew, or I count this place as one of the places that my crew has under its control, then barely the Marines won't even want to come here anymore. And when Zeph hears this, he's like, well, I guess this place is now under your protection. Sanji and everyone else is shocked to hear this. But that's when the guy that was sitting outside was like, hey, what's your name? If you're such a big shot. Then Luffy says, my name is Monkey D. Luffy. The guy instantly just bows in front of Luffy and is like, my captain considers himself the strongest man in the West Blue, and he's getting a little more arrogant each day. I want to bring him here to show him that he's not the strongest, or at least to introduce him to a stronger pirate. And Luffy's gonna say, all right, bring him here. Just know that if he does try to fight me, I might kill him with no remorse. And the guy's like, try not to. And the crew's there for I'm gonna say 1 day. Luffy and Sanji are actually starting to hit it off, and they're not enemies anymore. They're starting to hit it off. And Zeph is like, all right. And then Zeph will talk to Sanji and say, I want you to join this young man's crew. And when Sanji says why, Zeph will tell Sanji about hockey and how Luffy is probably a master in hockey already. And when Sanji hears this, he's gonna be like this is gonna be a good opportunity for me. So he's gonna agree to this, and he's gonna be like, all right, I'm running your crew as a cook. Luffy's gonna say, all right, we're gonna stay here for probably another few hours to wait for that guy to come back. And Luffy says this, he sees a giant ship coming in, and he's gonna be like, this ship looks beat up. I guarantee you, one slash from me would probably destroy the ship. And he sees a bunch of more ships coming in behind it. And then that's when Don Krieg jumps down to see Luffy. I'm pretty sure Don Krieg is 6'5". He's been 6'5" and around the 7'9" range, I'm pretty sure. And he's pretty huge. I'm gonna give Don Krieg in that range. I'm pretty sure Luffy's 5'8" currently. I'm gonna give Luffy a height increase and call him 6 foot, because he's kind of not 6 foot. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna say 5'10" at most. So yeah. And Don Krieg's gonna be like, hey, who's this shrimp that he said's probably stronger than me? Luffy will say, I'm Monkey D. Luffy. Or Straw Hat Luffy. Well, Don Krieg can be like, no way a shrimp like you is that Luffy. That's when Luffy will like use hockey and punch a hole straight through Don Krieg's armor and grab him by his shirt and just throw him to the ground. And just hold his head, hold his foot on Don Krieg's back, and Don Krieg can't even move. He can't even move up. Don Krieg can be like, I guess you really are that Luffy. Tries to shoot a bullet at Luffy, but they all just bounce back into Don Krieg's armor, making a bunch of dents in it. When Don Krieg does try to use that poison on Luffy, he tries to use it probably about 10 minutes then meeting Luffy. Luffy will like swiftly use his like devil fruit and slam him into the water and like hold him under there. Until he sees the poison and is like underwater. And that's when Luffy will like throw Don Krieg onto his back and just beat the living hell out of him. And Pearl does try to intervene, but that's when Usopp uses lead ball, and Usopp actually was on the ship the whole time, just using observation hockey. Usopp hasn't mastered it, but he actually does have a pretty good grip on this right now. And Zoro was also practicing, so he does too now. So Usopp will like use lead ball or lead star and just hit like Pearl square in the jaw, shattering it. Pearl's gonna be like, hey, who the hell did that? And then that's when Zoro's gonna use the one sword style, because he doesn't think Pearl needs any more than two swords. Doesn't need any more than one sword, so he's gonna just like slash through Pearl and his the things and all of his like armor plates. One thing, I'm actually pretty bored today, so I'm probably gonna upload a lot. I'm also desperate, but I'm also bored. Back to the story. When Luffy ends up telling everyone, all the Don Krieg pirates, that his subordinate even beat some of their stronger pirates. So surrender now, or he can have his cook beat their ass. And he says it like that, and Sanji will be like, so I guess you already called me your cook. That's when they all say, hey, a single cook can't beat us. That's when Sanji just jumps down and just starts like beating them all mercilessly. And Don Krieg is like barely alive and conscious. That's when Luffy says, just like bends down and says, all right, so first things first, get the hell out of here. And as he's about to get the other part of the sentence, he sees Don Krieg's ship is cut in half. And that's when he sees this Mihawk sitting there. He's like, well, if it isn't Old Man Mihawk. And he just calls Mihawk Old Man since Mihawk is older than him, but by like, he's almost like 20 years older than Luffy. Man, Mihawk heard that and says, I'm not that old, Luffy. Mihawk's like in his late 30s, early 40s. He's gonna be like, alright, I apologize. And when he sees that Luffy's crew already beat up most of Don Krieg's, he's gonna be like, I guess you guys handled this. And Luffy's gonna say, wait, one of my crewmates wants to battle you, or spar with you. And Zoro's gonna be like, wait, what? And Mihawk's gonna be like, my guess is it's the swordsman. Luffy's gonna be like, that's it. The fight goes pretty much the same, but Zoro's actually dodging a lot of Mihawk's strikes. Like, he's not attacking recklessly, he's actually swinging. When Mihawk goes to counter, he'll like do a parry and just like almost slash him. Mihawk and Luffy are actually pretty impressed because Zoro is actually in the zone right now, going after Mihawk. And when he almost like pierces Mihawk ends up like using his tiny blade and slicing Zoro's chest. Damn fly. And then Zoro will be like, that slash is actually pretty powerful, and I can't really take much more of that. And he puts his blades away. Like Mihawk didn't break any of them. He just has them. He still has them intact, but when he tries to close them, he realizes they all just shatter. Oh no, he doesn't have them. This one, Zoro just turns around after putting, like, Kuina's blade away, and he's just gonna give a speech saying, "Scars on swordsman's back are shameful." Mihawk and Luffy will admire that, and Mihawk will slice Zoro's chest. Luffy's not gonna be as butthurt about this one. He's gonna be like, at least you didn't kill him. He's gonna administer a bunch of stuff to Zoro, and just have him bandaged up and on the ship. Johnny and his other friend are gonna be like, "Big bro Zoro," and try to attack Mihawk, but Luffy will just like use Gum Gum Whip and hit them back onto the boat. I'm leaving this off with like Sanji joining the crew and Luffy getting half the food in the brautier. So a lot of food. Alright, like, subscribe, notifications are optional. Have a good day.